Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're diving into a topic that's hotter than a summer day in Izmir MTI prices and the ongoing battle against inflation. You know, it's like trying to hold back a tidal wave with a sandcastle. So, let's get into it.
Wait, what do you mean by expensive credit? Like, are we talking about credit cards with sky-high interest rates or something else? Sigh.
Exactly. It's like trying to buy a luxury car with a budget for a bicycle. The knowledge of some people is so limited, they see the issue as just cash housing. But the real conversation we need to have is about housing with credit. If I didn't have a loan, I wouldn't even think about buying a house outright, I'd just rent.
Oh wow, that's a bold move. So you're saying that cash housing isn't a good investment? I mean, what if someone has the cash? Shouldn't they just go for it? Laughs.
Well, that's the thing. I discuss money and funds because cash housing doesn't interest me as an investment. It's like trying to catch smoke with your bare hands futile. Now, let me show you this calculation table in the appendix of my video. It's crucial for understanding why inflation is so high this year.
Okay. I'm intrigued. So, what's the connection between loan interest rates and inflation? Sigh.
Great question. Let's say this year ends with 35 to 40% inflation, while last year ended with a staggering 87%. Just 1 year can completely change the picture.
Whoa, that's a huge jump. So, are you saying we should be worried about the future? Sigh.
Absolutely. The main argument here is that you shouldn't blindly trust 2K and should make your own calculations. The same government and similar organizations have been around for 20 years. Why hasn't anything changed? It's because there's no way to collect such a tax, and regular money printing will continue. Inflation will persist, my friends.
That sounds a bit scary. So you're saying inflation is like a monster lurking under the bed? Laughs.
Exactly. Inflation is death, and taxes are inevitable. Before I go on too long, let me share a little anecdote. I recently visited Karyaka Bazaar in Izmir. It's a fascinating place.
Oh, I've heard about that. Isn't it like a hub of local culture? Sigh.
Yes! The 35.5 license plate area sees itself as a separate city, and there's this fanatic pride there, not just about sports, but about local identity. I met a retired Marine colonel who shared his experiences with me. He bought a shop in the market on credit because it looked like a residence.
Wow, that's interesting. So he's betting on the market? What if it doesn't pay off? Sigh.
That's the risk. I also ran into a friend who recognized me and shared his story about living in England and frequently visiting Turkey. It's all connected.
I see. So what's the deal with the MTI prices index? Laughs.
The MTI prices index is crucial for understanding inflation. It reflects various commodities: aluminum, cocoa, coffee, crude oil, you name it. In the last year, this index has skyrocketed, indicating that raw material prices are going through the roof globally.
Oh man, that sounds like a recipe for disaster. So how do wages fit into this picture? Sigh.
Wages are rising, but in Turkey, they think that 11-12% increases will keep people entertained. Spoiler alert, it doesn't work.
So it's like trying to fill a bucket with holes? Laughs.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about how housing prices and rents have changed over the years. For instance, a house worth 100,000 liras 45 years ago has increased significantly.
Whoa, that's wild. So, are you saying real estate is still a good investment despite inflation? Sigh.
Yes, the calculations I present will show you the potential profits from investing in real estate, even with the current inflation rates.
That's really interesting. So what's your final takeaway for our listeners? Laughs.
In conclusion, I encourage you to be cautious and informed about your financial decisions. Don't be misled by those who may not have your best interests at heart. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you for sharing all this. I feel like I learned a ton today. Sigh.